Hi everybody. Well, today's the day we're going to replace this Fernco adapter on our 2016 Winnebago View Model V, or otherwise known as a 16V. So I think at the same time I'm going to take and put a strap on this part to just hold it up and actually raise it up to a little higher level, because number one, it'll make things a lot easier to get to. It'll make things safer because it won't be hanging down so low. And in Yellowstone, at Fishing Bridge, the dump stations tend to be elevated because they have concrete barriers around them, either to keep snow out or to keep people from running over them. Whatever the case is, I oftentimes use my macerator there to pump upwards, but I think if I have this a little higher, it'll make that a little easier to use gravity drain. So that's where we're headed. And the only tool I'm using is this 5/16 nut driver that's about 50 years old. And I've got the pan under here, just in case anything lumpy comes out, but honestly, the tanks are pretty squeaky clean. So stand by. After loosening the clamps up, as you can see there, the lower clamp, basically things let loose, but as I had hoped, because I had disinfected these tanks and flushed them pretty well, there doesn't appear to be anything solid coming out. That was just the extra water I pre-filled with for our next trip. Now there you go. Both clamps are out. That thing basically fell out of there on the front side. On the back side, they had used silicone to seal the tank side, and actually there was quite a bit of silicone underneath the rubber, but it came right out. You can see here the silicone inside there, but otherwise nothing there.
So let that be a reminder to you that you probably should empty your tanks before you attempt this procedure.
Okay, well, as you can see, that's less than a 5-minute job to replace that coupler. But now I'm going to make a strap that goes from here, I think, up to this framework here, on here, to hold that rigidly in place, rather than that way when I hook up, or the hose is heavy, or when I put the macerator on there, which adds considerable weight to the end of this, it won't pull it down and put too much undue stress on that tank connector back here, here in this area, or the Fernco. I think that'll just make things last a little longer back there. Okay, stand by. All right, this is all an experiment, but thought some of you might like to see what my thinking is. I had some of this holy strap laying around in the garage. There's all my RV and trailer keys. Thought I'd get those organized today, get my bench cleaned up. But had this idea that maybe I could take that holy strap, bend it around this piece of 3-inch PVC that I happen to have laying around, and make kind of a clamp out of it. And then I'll weld or I'll bolt a strap to this that'll go directly up to that framework. Anyway, let's see how this works out. All right, looks like we got the results I was looking for. Got a little space, not too tight, because I want that space between there so I can get the bolt in there and everything. And you know, I'm gonna have to open it up and whatnot. So there you go. Okay, all, I'm back. Sorry about the delay here. I had to make a little bracket because I wanted it going straight up and down, so I welded a 1.5-inch piece of stock to that small bar that used to be a serpentine belt tool that I didn't like, so I cut it up. Anyway, I drilled out the bottom hole to a 5/16 hole because all that had was a self-tapping screw in it, and I had to make a short drill bit so that I could fit it between the tank and the propane rack there. And so that's doing the bulk of the holding, and the top screw up there is just there to keep things from loosening up and moving around. So the other tools I used was, of course, a right angle Phillips to get to those screws that are way up inside there, and 7/16 inch wrench. So I'm going to tighten everything up and show you the results here.